Hello, readers of Every Word, and welcome to Every Word 365. I'm your host, Christina Madsen, and today we're reading 2 Samuel 5 through 7. Do you have a dream of how God might want to use you, your family, your church, your skills, or your resources to impact your world for Him? If not, allow God to implant a dream for His glory, then dream it, plan it, pursue it, and as God enables, achieve it. Just be sure to pray about it. We're quick to think through big decisions a lot, but how often do we actually pray about them? Today's reading was pretty short, but a lot happening. Were you shocked at God's response to Uzzah? Well, yeah, I was too. I'm including a link from Got Questions for more on that story. Then the bizarre story of Michal or Michal, Saul's daughter. Of course, I have a link, and this is from that link. We can learn from Michal's sad story what happens in a marriage when offenses go on for years unaddressed. Michal's youthful infatuation with Israel's hero turned to bitterness when he treated her like property, tore her away from a loving husband, and apparently never made it right. Even someone like David, a man after God's own heart, could also be selfish and cause pain in someone he should have loved. Although David was used greatly by God, he was also a sinful human being who made tragic mistakes. God placed stories like Michal's in the Bible to remind us that heroes are also human, and bitterness can destroy even a queen. What a great lesson for all of us to remember. Even a man after God's own heart, King David, and all that he did for good, he did a lot of mistakes as well. And then there's Nathan. Have you ever really wanted to do something only to eventually come to the conclusion that what your heart's desire is not what God's desire is for you? Yeah, well, David feels you, that's for sure. So I have a link about the story of David and Nathan. First, David and Nathan meet in 2 Samuel 7 regarding David's desire to build a temple for the Lord. In verse 3, David shares, "See now, I dwell in a house of cedar, but the ark of God dwells in a tent." Nathan at first encouraged David to move forward with whatever plans he had. Yet that night, the Lord spoke to Nathan, giving this message for David. "When your days are fulfilled and you lie down with your fathers, I will raise up your offspring after you, who shall come from your body, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever." Nathan shared this with David. David put his plans for the temple on hold and responded to God's guidance with a prayer of gratitude. Love God's promise to David and David's prayer of gratitude. Just a reminder of how hard that can be for us when we feel called and we feel ready to go, and then God puts the brakes on, and other people may not understand either. So it can be embarrassing, it can be hard, it can be difficult. And so I love the way he just says, "Okay, thank you." Tomorrow is 2 Samuel 8 through 10. Happy reading! This episode is made possible in part by Arkansas Filter. Arkansas Filter has been serving the state of Arkansas for over 40 years. They sell and service a full suite of commercial, industrial, and residential filters. They are also one of the largest suppliers of UV lights, gates, belts, and HVAC chemicals and cleaners. They partner with HVAC and engineering firms to provide a variety of services and pride themselves on customer service both during and after the sale. Just go to arkansasfilter.net for more, and of course we've included a link in the podcast description.